If you haven't made dinner yet, maybe you're hoping for a sign. Here it is. Tonight we're making a protein-packed crunch wrap at home. Budget-friendly, cozy, and the perfect way to take yesterday's leftovers and give them a whole new life. This all came together from some leftover ground turkey from last night's taco. Nothing fancy, just sitting there in the fridge, quietly asking to be turned into something magical. So I started with the scents. Diced red onions hit in a skillet that's already warm with olive oil. Then we're going to add a little garlic, because if we're going to breathe life back into a dish, garlic is how we start. The onions go soft, the garlic mellow out, and already my kitchen smells like dinner's halfway done. Here's where my use what you have heart gets happy. I grab a wrap, trimmed the edges, because we'll need a smaller one later. And instead of tossing those scraps, I mince them up and mix them right into the ground turkey. It adds this little extra chewy and texture. But not a single bite goes to waste. Once we get the cutting done, we're going to go ahead and mince it as fine as we can. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's all about what you perceive in your kitchen. There's no right or wrong way to do this step. You could also leave this out if you don't want to. That's also an option. You don't have to follow my steps. However, I did decide to go ahead and mince it as finely as I can, or as chunky as you like. This is all new method for you. If you like to try it, let me know how that turns out for you. Once we mince it, we're going to then add it directly into the pot with the onion and the garlic. With those bits now in the pan with the garlic and onion, then in goes the leftover turkey, the star of the show. Waking up all that flavor, soaking a little olive oil and seasoning. This is when it stops being last night's dinner and start becoming something worth looking forward to. You're going to go ahead and stir that around until it comes to the consistency that you like, and make sure it's completely warmed through. Once you're able to see that it's completely warmed through, you're then going to go ahead and transfer this to a dish. Taking the ground turkey out of the pot, but only for a moment. We're going to give the skillet a light spray of olive oil and lay down a whole wrap. Careful with this step. The skillet's hot and I don't want anyone getting burned. If you're not used to working with like this, turn the heat off for a second. No rush. We're adding a little cheese. At first, I'm light on the cheese because I'm not a cheese fan. Then I add the turkey mixture back in the pan, spread out evenly. Then we're going to add a small amount of cheese on top. After that, we're then going to add the smaller wrap that we trimmed earlier right in the center. This is the moment where it all comes together. I try to fold the big wrap over the smaller one, tucking everything in nice and snug, or trying to. Mine's not perfect. The folds aren't magazine worthy, and that's fine. That's the beauty of homemade. It's imperfectly perfect. This isn't restaurant food. It's your kitchen, your table, your hands making something for the people you love. You can add a plate on top to seal its shape. In this case, I added a cast iron weight. I'm then going to give the top a light spray with olive oil, not too much. Then here comes the fun part. We carefully flipped it onto the plate, then back into the skillet. The heat sealed the edges. Outside turns golden and crisp, and you can almost hear the crunch forming. This is me checking it back and forth to make sure that it's ready. Once it's rocking back and forth like that, it's a guarantee it's ready to come out. I'm going to then put it directly from the pot to the cutting board. Be very careful because the pot is hot. You gently massage that onto the cutting board. You can almost hear that texture as you rub the knife against it. That's how you know your crunch wrap is ready. I cut it open. The steam escape, flavors blending, and that first bite reminding you why we cook at home. leftover turkey, a couple pantry staple, and a little creativity. That's all it took. Thanks for watching and being here with me today. Now, let's eat. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.